Welcome to the Leverton on Everything podcast, the daily podcast where I review literally everything in under 10 minutes. Today we're going to talk about a documentary series called The Last Hours of Mario Biondo from 2023. I gave it 7 out of 10. My title, One-Sided but Interesting. I wanted to read other reviews of this series before reviewing it, and I was quite surprised by the number of viewers who gave this series a bad review, while 100% agreeing with the point of view of the filmmakers. So in effect, they were mad that they agreed with what they watched. As a true crime series, it has an interesting point of view, which, judging by the reviews, is not a popular way of doing things, and that is to say, they believe there was no crime. Instead, it focuses on a mother's increasingly delusional attempts to get justice for her son and the media sharks that fed this delusion. I think the problem stems from the fact that when a person dies, especially a young person, there is a lot of confusion as to what happened. This coupled with the fact that in every country there is not enough money to sufficiently examine the death of every person. This is coupled with that fact. In this particular case, the initial investigator rushed to a conclusion that the death was accidental and suicidal without actually doing a thorough job. Then, because the surviving spouse was a media figure, her actions were under more scrutiny than they would have been if she had been a normal person. So that led to this gap where the family felt that the death had not been sufficiently investigated and the ex was acting in a very callous way. Then the media jumped on this story and any chance of objectivity was lost. This is also a very one-sided piece, but as I said before, I think it is now impossible to find the objective truth as to what happened. So, a very interesting story. Other things that are interesting, I have a lot of different podcasts. I have a podcast called Death by Disney where I review Disney films. Check that one out. I have a podcast with my son where we review different things. It's called the Everything and More Etc. podcast. I have another podcast about politics called Leverton on Politics. And I have a YouTube channel, Adam called Leverton, so where everything lives. So I think that's enough self-promotion for today. But yeah, check out that documentary if you haven't. It's pretty good.